Okay, now I do hope you understand that the masters do not come just to hula hoop and change everything, because that has to depend on the human's maturity, spiritual maturity, and that you have to respect. If we have been talking about this liberation and God's power and God's way of life and God's path to heavens all these decades, and some don't listen, then they just don't listen. Okay? Their time is not mature yet. There was a joke before I told you, but I tell you again. One guy used to have, an addiction to gambling. Yeah, he gambled every day. One of his friends, a so-called acquaintance, before this friend was enlightened, was with him. And then somehow he became enlightened, met a master, so he saw his friend is still engulfed in this kind of gambling atmosphere and addicted, loses everything and suffers so much, he still likes to be there. So he tried to take him to heaven by his own power, brought him to heaven to show him how heaven is beautiful and good and all that. And that friend, the ignoramus friend, asked him, is there any gambling area here? And the friend said, of course not, this is heaven. You should know this is beautiful and better for you. Don't go gamble anymore. Just follow my master and then you'll be liberated. He said, no, I want to gamble. If heaven doesn't have it, I don't want to stay here. See that? So it could be a joke, but it is also a reality with many people. And you can't change it. You don't want to. Just let them wake up by themselves someday. If they want to wake up long after trillions of years, then that's their choice. If they want to go home now, wake up now, get enlightenment now, and go back to God now, then we can help them immediately. They can see God right away. As you have seen, you know that. But if they don't want to, you can't force them, okay? Just like doctors in the hospital. They would love to save all their patients and make them well. But if one person doesn't want it, doesn't sign the agreement, then the doctor cannot give him, the operation or special treatment. Unless maybe that person is already unconscious, soon out, and maybe one of his family members can sign that the doctor is allowed to perform immediate surgery or some very special and maybe doubtful treatment to help that patient, then the doctor can. So it's just like the humans. They don't want to go back home until they are beaten black and blue, life after life, and could bear no more. Then they will ask to go home. Then we'll be ready, standing by anytime, okay? So please, do not force me. Do not keep nagging me for that. I want nothing more than what you want. But it's not the nature of the universe this way. Please just pray for them. Pray for the world so that they wake up. Ask for forgiveness and ask for liberation. Them very selves. We can't do much but cry. Just like all heavens cry, witnessing myself suffer, but they can't help much because I want to show the humans' pain, to lessen their karmic debt. It's my wish to elevate earth beings through this way. They are not allowed to go against my will. Those sympathetic heavens. I sometimes also was angry like you are now. Also kind of very demanding God to change it, to change this world. But I guess they want to go through some suffering in order to know what it is like to suffer so that they can help the suffering people, suffering beings later on in maybe 100 years, 1,000 years, 1,000,000 years, when they become enlightened. and have the power to help. Do you understand now? Because if you're rich, you're born into richness all your life. You never even pass by any poor area that has some homeless people or poor people. You would never know what poor means, and you would never have sympathy, love, or compassion, or want to help those poor people at all. Okay? So now, if they don't want to go home yet, then we just let it be. They have God within their souls, within themselves. They must know what they want. We just feel sad, sorry, but stand by.